How's it going, everyone? We are finally back.
We are back after a week. Yes.
It almost felt like two.
It's
like 2 weeks.
We were gone. It was not that long, but it felt long for y'all. I'm sure it did not feel that long for us.
Yeah.
All serious, all joking aside, we were actually gone. We both got to volunteer at a camp for kids and families with special needs, and we had a really great time doing that. It was awesome.
It was so good.
Super nice. We had a super fun time serving and getting to know a ton of new people. But we are happy to be back recording.
If you don't understand what he means by jokes aside, we had some shorts that you should go check out. That they were pretty good.
They were pretty good. In that, if you did watch that short, you know that we did have some new stuff happening on this channel, and that is true. As you can see, we have mugs now.
Yeah.
Before you ask, no, they are not on a merch store. You cannot buy them right now. But
not yet. At least.
Not yet. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see. For audio listeners, it looks like a mug. Your standard mug.
It's a mug with our logo.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's what it
nothing
is.
special.
Nothing special.
Then we're also doing Twitch live streams and YouTube live streams.
Yes, we will be live streaming games now. If you want to check that out, the channel on Twitch is heard_about_it_live.
And then if you just want to watch us on YouTube, it's on this channel.
Yes. Be sure to check it out. Our first game, we're planning to do Control. We're preparing. We both have played Alan Wake. Alan Wake 2 is coming out, and as many of you know, Control is in the universe of Alan Wake. So we thought it would be a good game to play to get ready for the sequel.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I'll be playing it because it's a single player game. Walker's played it before.
Yes.
I've never played it before, and I really want to try it. So
yeah,
that'll be cool.
We're excited.
And then we'll probably be playing Portal 2 co-op and possibly It Takes Two as well eventually.
We'll do some other stuff. We'll do some different stuff on there.
Yeah.
We also we are going to start doing some vlogs. We'll see. It won't be a consistent schedule. It'll just be, when they happen, they happen. Yeah. We will have one. I think soon. It'll be pretty soon.
Probably, I want to say 2 days after this episode airs.
Yeah, we'll be filming the vlog tomorrow.
It's also tomorrow. Tuesday. Today's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday for us. Yes, we did switch to Tuesday. For
y'all,
it will be Tuesday.
Posting on Tuesdays now.
But yes, we will be filming that vlog tomorrow, and we'll release it sometime after this episode airs, along with some other shorts.
Today in our time is Saturday, right?
Yes, we are recording on Saturday. But for Tuesday, or whatever day you're watching it, we know a lot of people watch it not on Tuesday. So,
yeah.
Another thing we want to address. Yes, Barbenheimer came. It was upon us. We will eventually review Oppenheimer. Not review. We will talk about it. We will talk about Oppenheimer and maybe Barbie, but definitely Oppenheimer. Not later rather than sooner.
We're busy.
We're very busy. This is not the only thing we do, so we don't have the opportunity just to go, see a movie whenever we want when it releases.
Especially
we wish we could.
3 hours.
Especially a 3-hour movie.
And then Barbie's like, what, Barbie. 2 hours?
So we wish we could talk about it. We honestly wish we could talk about it this episode. It may not be to the next episode or even the episode after that. I know y'all probably want to hear us talk about those two movies, and we really want to, but it's probably going to come later.
Yeah.
But we have some other stuff we want to talk about.
We have a lot
today.
of stuff. We have a game that we're playing today.
Yes, we will get to that later.
Stay tuned for that. But that'll be later. Our first topic up is so there's this thing called Dolphin Emulator. It's not coming to Steam. Yeah. Steam is a platform on PC where you get your games. I feel like we have a decent bit of listeners that don't understand what Steam is.
That's fair. If you don't know, somehow Steam is the most popular PC platform for games. I feel stupid explaining it, but yeah, that's what it is. Not true, but yeah. So Dolphin Emulator, as many of you know, is the big popular emulator to emulate Wii and GameCube games, and there was a plan to actually bring it to the Steam storefront. However, there was some pushback from Nintendo. Valve made the group behind the Dolphin Emulator try to get approval from them. They deemed this impossible, and so they backed out of it. And so that's really sad. That would have been a very big deal, and not really much of a surprise Nintendo got mad about it. But that does bring the question: does emulation need to become a more accessible thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's so many games that people can't play. Like we're just now seeing Metal Gear come out. Like
To
nobody
current
has
gen
been able to,
consoles.
like nobody's been able to play it unless you had like what was it, a PS2?
Xbox 360.
Was it on Xbox?
It was on 360 and PlayStation, but no. Game preservation, I think, is a very important thing that isn't getting addressed as well as it could. I mean, if there's a really important game out there and it's old, it should be just as easy to play it as anyone would want to like watch Citizen Kane.
Especially with all the amount of online games we have today.
Yes.
They can't sustain those servers. Like in this digital age, you own technically nothing. Like physically,
Yeah.
like, there's no actual like ownership to that digital thing. Especially when you're on an online game. There's been many instances to where these, like EA recently, I think that not recently, but it was like maybe 6 months ago. They shut down a bunch of servers for a ton of games that people were still playing, and they got so mad.
Yeah. It's a problem, and it's something that needs to be addressed. And I think companies do relatively good. They could always do better. Everyone could do better, but I think PlayStation has done a little bit better with that with the classics catalog. Xbox has tried to be good with
they
that.
have backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox.
Xbox has backwards compatibility, and I think that's a big thing. And Nintendo, I think you were better at it when in the Wii and Wii U era with Virtual Console.
I don't know why they got rid of that.
I think they saw that as another cash. They thought they could make more money if they made people pay a monthly subscription to get all those games.
That's
so
right. I forgot about
they still do. They still give you access to their older library, but it's a little more of a pain and it's more limited. But I think that gaming preservation is something that needs to be addressed, and emulation is a great way to address that. And I really think that there should be more investment and more interest in that. And I think having the Dolphin emulator on Steam would be a good positive thing to have, because there's a lot of games on GameCube and different games on the Wii that not a lot of people can play right now. And I think that's a thing. So it was really disappointing to see the Dolphin emulator not come to Steam, because I don't have the Dolphin emulator. If it had come to Steam, I may have been more interested in getting it, because it was like, oh, there's an easier, more accessible way to get
these older games.
To get these older games and to just have that emulator.
Especially with the Wii U shut down their store as well now.
And with the Wii U store shut down, there's a ton of Virtual Console that's not.
You can't get these old games anymore. Like unless you have the original console, you're not getting them.
Yeah, I remember I really wanted to get Jungle Beat. I wasn't interested in it, and then I heard some really good things about it from some other YouTubers like Dunkey, and there was some really great. It sounded great, and I've been scrounging at game stores looking for it, and I could have just gotten it for $20 on the Wii U, but the store was shut down, and that was sad, because I was I could have just bought it for $20, and boom, I would have had this amazing platformer. But it's sad. I get where Nintendo is coming from, because emulation is not piracy.
It's not,
and so they didn't really have any legal grounds. But also, I think Nintendo is seeing if the emulator comes to Steam, then it would have set a precedent they didn't like, and so. But it was still upsetting.
Nintendo has a huge history with just completely destroying people that use emulators, even though they're not illegal.
They're not illegal, and they still.
If you ever heard of Point Crow, you know what I'm.
Yeah, it's upsetting what they do to people that try to
play their games.
Just to play their games, and that's the thing. It's you want to be mad at these people, fine, but then give us you don't want us to use an emulator to play Wii and GameCube games, fine. Then give us a way.
Give us a way to play the game.
Give us a way to play the game.
If you're not gonna give us that,
that's where I think the main anger comes from. It's I would be more understanding if it was but we put all the big GameCube games, we allow you to emulate them on the Switch. If there was an official way to do that, and then Dolphin was trying to do that, I understand why you would stop Dolphin.
Yeah.
The fact that Dolphin is trying to provide a source of playability for games that a company is failing to promote, and then you stop them, is annoying.
It's what do you? There's not even I guess there are. We're about to talk about it in a second. A bunch of games coming out, but there's so many Nintendo games that I don't know.
Yeah, there was a study done recently that there was a really small minority of games that were made before I think 2010 that are still playable on current gen consoles that are So
I'm sure. Yeah.
It's a problem, and
yeah.
But switching to a more
lighthearted,
positive note, we want to talk about October. Mid-October is shaping up to be a very competitive gaming release day. All of fall is looking like that. September, October, November. But October especially has a big group of games. Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, the new 2D Mario Bros. Game Mario Bros. Wonder, the new Forza, Detective Pikachu sequel, the new Assassin's Creed, and the new Soulsborne, Lords of the Fallen. A ton of big anticipated games. And the question we're wondering is, what's going to be the big winner coming out of it? Like, who will be the strongest release, when it's going to be so competitive?
My vote's on Spider-Man 2, but I just think that one's so popular.
I think it will be up there. I do think you'll see Mario Bros. Wonder sneak up there because
Mario Bros. Wonder will be
Nintendo's
popular.
always a wild card compared to everyone else, so I think it'll be up there. But you never know. As bad as they can be, Assassin's Creed, it can get. I mean, it's popular.
Yeah,
it could make it. I mean, that's the.
It could. Probably not though. I feel like
I wouldn't be surprised if the three big ones out of that list are Spider-Man 2, Wonder, and Creed, and Assassin's Creed. That will probably be.
That would make sense, but that's just
Forza Wake. Maybe in a close.
Alan Wake 2 would be really popular if people would play it. I mean, I guess that's what popularity is, but
it may. I mean, if it gets paraded, I think it would have to have some really, really positive reviews, and people if Polygon and IGN and all these groups started coming out and saying this is one of the greatest horror games ever made, then maybe it has a chance.
But not even that. Like, if you think about it, when the first Alan Wake came out, we didn't have these huge Let's Players playing it. That's how so many games get promoted these days, especially with people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Matt Bet, all into the horror genre.
Yes.
Alan Wake 2 is right up their alley. I'm sure they're going to play it.
But it's one of those things where it's like, do their fans want to see them play it? It's like that's the question. It's like those Let's Play people play it because I'm sure a guy like Donkey will play it. Because he loves the first game. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Maybe maybe in some world Markiplier does play. I'm sure he may.
I'm sure he will. I feel like he doesn't care what he plays.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to talk about. I mean, I did see. It was surprising to see that Alan Wake 2, they chose to release it in such a crowded schedule.
Yeah.
And moved it.
Well, it wasn't really announced. I mean, were there things announced before? I feel like Alan Wake 2 has been announced for October for a while.
It's been actually. I mean, it was during it was announced for October for a while, and then I guess a lot of the June stuff happened. But still, it was. I mean, maybe they just got unlucky. I did see actually someone who works on Alan Wake 2 did tweet. There's rumors of that Red Dead Redemption remaster. We talked about that in the last episode. The rumored release date is apparently very close to Alan Wake 2, and he tweeted please don't release it at the same time.
Oh, it's terrible.
But no,
it's kind of relative to. I think I told you about this earlier, but Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out October 27th, I think. And the new Saw, which is Saw 10, Saw X, was supposed to come out a day before. They've changed dates because they didn't want that. Didn't want that overshadowed market.
No, but Alan Wake 2 will be the struggler in that group because it's one of those things where it's like it's being put up there with all those big games. It doesn't have it doesn't have a largest fan base as the Spider-Man games.
It's very low.
Definitely not as big as Mario's. Definitely not as big as Forza's. Maybe a similar size to Detective Pikachu's. I think you'll get a lot of people who played Control getting Alan Wake 2.
Oh, 100%.
And who played the AWE expansion and really loved and saw the connection between those games. Because they've really been trying to push. I think Remedy, seeing that it has to do better than the first one, have really pushed that, hey, it's a sequel, but you don't have to play the first one. Because I think they understand they don't want this just to be another cult classic.
Do we know when Gran Turismo movie is coming out?
It's sometime in August, I believe.
It's in August. Okay.
It's in August. So
that would have been interesting if it was coming out in October because there's the new Forza, which those are both racing. Yes. That would be really interesting because
and the Forza looks really promising too. The new Forza.
Oh, it looks amazing. They've
really different.
Changed a whole bunch of stuff for it. It's supposed to completely redo their physics engine.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember. Yeah. I think they said complete 4K racing, which is really impressive
Yeah.
because of how fast you're going.
Right.
So I don't know. It should be really good, hopefully.
Mario Bros. Wonder, though, I mean, it's the first time I've seen that the Nintendo fans really excited for a 2D Mario game.
I know, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And
it's
so
probably since Wii.
It may be, I mean, who knows? If this does really well, I mean, you may see a shift back to, not necessarily that they stop making 3D Mario games, but, you know, there may be a shift where they're given equal focus, or maybe even the 2D Mario games.
I doubt it.
I mean,
I see where you're coming from.
Yes.
I doubt it. Yeah, on the topic of games as well, the new story trailer for, or actually no, we're gonna play the game.
We're
first.
gonna do
You're right.
our heard about it quiz hour.
Yeah.
Cue game show lights and music, if you can do that, Jackson.
We'll see what happens.
Can you put music in here?
I can put music in.
All right. This is a game we've invented. It is very simple to high school and college trivia competitions.
Yeah.
However, it's very simple. I have a question that he has to. I have a thing or a person or whatever that Jackson has to guess. I have 3 clues for him to try to guess it. While he's trying to guess that, before he tries to guess it, I read him the clues. I'm going to guess what clue I think he can get it on. And so then we both see if we can get that right. Then we will switch and do the same for each other.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It'll be interesting.
So,
what's the first question?
Before I do it, I think you can get it in 2. I believe in you, Jackson, but you can get it in 2. All right. First clue. This person voiced characters in both movies Toy Story 4 and The League of Super Pets.
Oh gosh.
Voiced in both those movies.
League of Super Pets. I know. So if I guess, I'm done, right?
Yeah, if you guess, you can either pass, or if you... Yes, that's another thing. You can either pass the next clue, or you can guess. However, if you get it wrong, then you're done. You don't get the second clue, and you lose that question.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know who voiced in League of Super Pets. I know, wasn't The Rock in that? But he wasn't in Toy Story, obviously.
Yes. I believe only one actor overlapped in both those movies.
Someone...
If I'm wrong, tell us, please, and I will apologize.
All right, go to the second clue.
Okay, this is the one I think you can get it in.
Okay.
But I also could be wrong. All right. He was featured in a meme in which he says, "Pretty sure it doesn't," while his head is in a tumbleweed.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
He voiced Batman, Bat Dog, right?
Batman. He voiced Batman.
Oh, it was
and
Batman.
Then Kevin Hart.
Hart voiced the dog.
And then he's Duke Kaboom, of course, in Toy Story 4.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay,
and then the third clue would have been he's Neo, and John Wick was the third clue.
Okay, yeah,
That's
easy. That would have been easy. But
you might want to mute that mic. I just hit it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, there you go. All right, you got to guess what clue I can get it in.
Where is it? Did I not save it?
It's under Jackson's clue.
Oh, you named it something.
I named it for you.
Thank you. So the first clue.
Wait, but remember, you have to guess what clue I'm going to get at.
Oh.
Everything. Which I got right. We both got that one right.
Honestly, you might not get it at all. So I'm going to say third. It's kind of hard.
Third?
It's
okay.
kind of hard.
Okay.
So the first clue. This object was never released in the USA. I think it was Canada and Japan.
That's all I get?
Yeah.
That's way too vague.
I didn't know how obscure you were going, so I don't know.
It's still going to be like, though, we'll figure, this is our first time doing it. It's still going to be like close enough to where it's like there's only one answer.
Yeah, there's only one answer to this. Here, I can give you this. This is kind of a part of the second clue, but I'll just give it to you, the first one. It's a console.
Okay.
I think it was Canada and Japan. I could be wrong.
All right. I don't want to guess because then I'm going to get it wrong. I got to go to the next. I got to go to the next one.
Okay, so this console, this is kind of really obscure as well, but you might get it. This console consisted of colors of red and black. You might have not even heard of this.
I'm going to guess and I'm going to get it wrong.
You're going to guess
the Sega Master System.
No.
Do
you want to hear the third one, see if you can get it?
I want to see. Yeah, well, I got it wrong. Just read me the clue.
It was a predecessor to one of the most popular consoles of all time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to.
The Wii Mini.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't know, there was this console that came out after the Wii called the Wii Mini, and it was this red and black.
What am I doing? The Master System did release in the U.S. I completely forgot about that. It did release in the U.S. It just didn't do that well in the U.S.
Yeah. And if you're wondering why I took his phone, it's because I'm using my phone.
We were using both. Yeah. We have access to only one phone right now.
Yeah. But yeah, the Wii Mini, I believe, only released in Canada and Japan. Y'all will have to fact check.
So, Jackson wins.
I do.
Jackson wins that round.
What's the prize? Is there any prize?
The prize? You get to introduce the next topic.
Yeah, like I was going to anyways.
Let us know if you like that. We'll do it more.
I feel like it was a lot more lighthearted. I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that.
Let's see. We're gonna have different games.
We'll do some different games.
We'll try and get maybe 4 or 5 and cycle through them each week.
The Heard About It game hour. That's not actually an hour because this whole episode isn't even an hour.
Yeah. Well, this one might.
It's not gonna be an hour.
Anyways. Next one is story trailer for Spider-Man 2.
Yes, it released from when we're filming yesterday, but I believe it would have come out a few days ago. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it looks good.
It looks good. It gave a lot more than I was expecting to.
I actually disagree.
Oh, this is a game, by the way.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yes, there was a fun article I did read where it was like, what does Spider-Man 2 even mean anymore? Because there's
so many.
Because there's the movie, there's the game based off the original movie, and now there's this game. There's so many Spider-Man 2s. Mm-hmm. But
isn't there already a Spider-Man 2 game?
From the 2000s. But
Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game.
Yeah, the movie, the game, whatever. But no, I actually disagree because it felt like it did show. It just confirmed what a lot of us were assuming about the game.
Which,
I
kind of wish it was kept a secret.
The big reveal was, spoiler warning for it because we're going to talk about
so I'm going to do the same thing we did the first episode. I'm going to put a timestamp on screen, or I'm going to read you a timestamp, and you can go to that to avoid this trailer if you haven't seen it or don't want to see it,
Yes.
Hey, this is Editing Jackson. If you want to avoid these spoilers, go to 2525.
But no, I think the big, reveal that Harry is going to be in it and he's going to be featured prominently in the game, I think was one of the biggest reveals.
That was really interesting. I was not expecting that. And I gotta say, Venom looks cool.
Really cool in this game. I mean, I'm excited.
So cool.
I really hope he's playable in any sort of way in the game.
Oh,
it'd be so fun.
That'd be cool.
Him
staying as a villain. Yeah. That'd be so.
Peter's Venom suit does look cool, and that looks like a really fun way to play, and will be really interesting to see how that ties into him becoming that more darker.
That also might be their way of compensating for the lack of moves Peter Parker has after playing Miles Morales. With Miles Morales having Venom and the invisibility, so now you can use Peter Parker to have a little bit more creative
That makes sense, because I guess a lot of people would have just been... Because honestly, if Peter was just regular Peter...
Miles is more powerful.
I would have just picked Miles the whole time.
Because he has so many more...
I didn't think about that.
I just thought of that too. So.
And the other thing, Norman Osborn's in the second one. We got to see him suit up as... they were teasing Goblin in the first game so heavily, and they haven't done it yet, and so...
I would be completely fine if he doesn't show up in this one.
I think, I would be fine if they, at the end of the game, we knew that 3 was going to have Goblin be the villain.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I want.
If 3, if it ends 2 with the setup of Goblin is going to be the villain in 3. Mm-hmm. Also, we may, and, we're going to see the Lizard in the second one, which is exciting. Kraven.
Yeah. They showed the map of all the heroes to the city. There were some really cool ones. I don't remember what they were, but
I think Shocker is going to come back. Yeah. It looks like because Kraven's hunting a ton of different people. It's
going to be really cool.
Kraven looks like it's going to be. It's a different Kraven, because he's got an entire army with him, which is an interesting take on Kraven.
Because he was a solo man for a while.
He's more of in the comics and stuff. He's more of just this one man kind of the hunter. So it's interesting to see him kind of have a crew. But it fit. You got to have goons to fight during the game. So it fits.
It makes sense.
In the context of the game, but no, it looks really promising. Insomniac knows what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
They're really good. The first game was good. It looks like it's gonna maintain the same quality of the first one in Miles.
I'm really curious if like the menu system, like when you open it up to your suits and stuff, if it's just completely different for both Peter and Miles when you're playing as them. That would be really interesting.
Yeah. And I wonder, because like it's such a good feature and was so much better than the first game. If they'll keep the phone, if they keep the app for both Miles and Peter.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, because that greatly improved, I think, side quests, and so they were more so you didn't have to have all these like things popping up. It was just on the side.
It was very nice. Very nice. I don't really think there's much more to talk about that.
No, but really excited to play the game. We might stream.
We'll have to stream it.
We'll stream it, a little bit once we play through some of it ourselves. But
also, I was thinking about this too. What would y'all be interested if we just live streamed these podcasts and then just made them episodes afterwards?
If you ever want to know, if you just want us to live stream these,
that would be kind of cool. We'd love to do that. Recording times a little bit.
We would change recording times, but if you want to see this live, basically, we'd love to see that.
Because the games live would be really fun.
The games live, we're really excited to do the live streams.
Or no, I'm talking about like the game like we just played.
Oh yes,
that would be really fun live.
Yes, just both things would be really a fun live, and that we could get Also, we forgot
Jason.
We
forgot to talk about Jason.
We forgot to make a big announcement. Jackson.
Oh, well, we don't know this for sure.
We don't know this for sure.
So
potential announcement.
Jason is probably going to have a mic. Hopefully next time. His times have not aligned up. Well, actually, his did line up today.
We had some logistical situations, but
Walker kind of like had to stay.
We don't have to get into
behind
it. I had some prior engagements. The important thing is you asked for Jason, and you're probably gonna get him.
So he was here today. But
he was here today. He
had to leave before
I had to come because I ended up showing up late. We don't have to discuss logistical things in the episode. They don't care about that.
None of it was my fault. I would like to point that out.
Yes, for once, it's not your fault. New topic.
Anyways, this is a game heavy episode.
Yeah, it's a game heavy, but that's been
fine.
Happening. That's been happening.
It's been switching.
Yeah.
So the next topic is Game Pass Core.
Yes.
This is another subscription service. Yeah
So
it's like a tier.
Xbox is doing away with Xbox Live Gold, which is honestly
it was expected.
End of an era.
I was expecting that for a long time.
I mean, they're ending Xbox Live Gold and instead replacing it with what they're calling Game Pass Core. So essentially all their paid subscriptions are have now the Game Pass nomenclature. So now I think it's just Core and then Ultimate.
So are they just completely getting rid of Game Pass? Because that used to be a thing too.
What?
Game Pass.
Oh, regular Game Pass?
They might have got rid of that a while ago.
I think it's
Game Pass. Because there was regular Game Pass to where it's just the games, no live services.
But I believe now it is now just Game Pass Core, and then you can upgrade to Ultimate. Because Game Pass Core will now have the features of Live, where it's still online play. However, it now features a smaller selection of games from the Game Pass catalog.
Yeah, it's $10 a month.
$10 a month, as opposed to the $15 a month that Ultimate
for the Ultimate.
So
I like the naming scheme better.
Yes,
I have to say that the Core and Ultimate
that makes more
is good
sense.
Because if you have Xbox Live Gold, then you have Xbox Game Pass, and then you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
It was
a lot to keep track of.
It was really complicated with the Ultimate.
And they've used Core before. I don't know. Y'all might know about this, may not. There's this controller that's like super cool. It's called the Elite Series 2. Then they made an Elite Series 2 Core, which is kind of like a minimalized version, cheaper of it, because it's just like the core components.
They're trying to gain some consistency and clearly trying to match up with PlayStation's tiered system.
Which I don't like.
Of cataloged games, and I think it's a big deal because I think it's the same. I mean, that was the price of gold was $10 as well.
I don't know. I think they have like a $5 tier, then it's a $7, like maybe $8 tier, then it's like $12 tier.
Yeah. They're getting rid
of
tiers.
There's a lot of tiers. I'm talking about PlayStation.
Yes. PlayStation has like 4 different tiers.
Yeah, 3.
Xbox.
They got rid of PlayStation Now, didn't they?
Now there's only 3, but I think there was 4, and now there's only 3.
It used to be Plus used to be its own thing, and then they also had Now. And then they just dissolved Now and made it 3 iterations of Plus.
It's getting complicated.
It's very complicated. This is I don't like the tier system.
I
didn't like subscriptions enough as it is, and now they have to go and add so many more to choose from with different prices.
The Game Pass Core will be a nice feature, and I think that will be better. Because it is, sometimes I think people with a lot of Game Pass, they're like, well, yeah, sure, I can play all 100 of these games. I don't care about like 80 of them.
Yeah,
you know, and
that's
so and I
completely
think
fair.
Game Pass Core is more curated. It's got like it's a more
More
substantial. It's there still. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it's a cheaper catalog, but the catalog is still really strong. I mean, you got the Doom games, Fallout 4 is on there.
Mm-hmm. How many games is it? Is it
It's like 20, and they're gonna rotate out throughout the month. So
throughout the month.
Not monthly. They're gonna rotate
it's gonna be like
out.
every like 3 months.
They're adding and they're gonna add and remove like Game Pass. So.
Is there Master Chief Collection on it?
I do not believe Master Chief Collection
that
is on that list. It was a weird list, but it was still a good list.
Infinite, at least.
I don't think so. I think the Halo game stayed off of Core. Wow. So
that's fascinating.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Because is Xbox trying to get away from Halo, making that?
No, I don't think. So.
I don't think so, but like.
I wonder if it's to make Ultimate more enticing. You know. It's
yeah.
Like, you can get all these games, but if you want like if you want the big Microsoft games, you gotta pay us extra $5.
Yeah.
But I do think it's interesting.
So that means they're getting rid of games with gold, right?
Yeah. So games with gold. This is like the core catalog is replacing games with gold, essentially.
This is interesting. Well, they ran, which is actually kind of funny, to show how long. So in gold, there was this thing called Games with Gold. You would get your monthly, like 3 or 4 free games.
Yeah.
They ran out of Xbox 360 titles to give you.
Gosh. It was a lot.
That's how long it was going on for. And so, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. They're starting to run out of games to give you each month.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as good as Epic Games that, like, you don't even have to pay for a subscription and they give people free games. And, like, sometimes it's really good games. Like, I got Control and Sonic Mania for free.
Really?
And Prey. All for free.
I need to start using Epic Games.
Yeah, man. No, dude, check it out. If you need to check it out, they give out some crazy games for free. In fact, I always like get mad at myself because like I won't check it. Yeah. I don't have like a notification, and then I'll see like, oh yeah, this game was. I was like, dang it.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, but I got like Prey for free. I still haven't played it yet, but no, I got the 2016 Prey.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I need to do that.
Epic Games.
Steam is just better to use.
It is better, but Epic Games is nice if you want free stuff. But no, but yeah,
I like free stuff.
PlayStation and Xbox have done the game catalog kind of streaming thing. I'm surprised. I don't know if we'll ever see Nintendo do it, because I think they're so big on being a game developer. I wonder if like they don't like the idea of just like putting all their big third-party games onto a catalog and just giving it to it,
We're not even like, I mean, they could do their first-party games, but that brings back the discussion of like Virtual Console. That was a thing.
But I'm surprised that there's not the expansion pack for. I think if they really wanted people to get the expansion pack for the Switch Online, if they had maybe made a list of 20, if it was I mean, because it was a big jump. It was a big price jump.
$20.
It was like a $20-$30 price jump for the expansion pack for the Nintendo Switch Online payment. And I think if they had maybe added a catalog of 15 or 20 first-party Nintendo games you could play, like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, like some of the older ones that have been out for a few years, I think that would have helped it a little bit. And look, the NSO having the NES, Super NES, Game Boy Advance, and Sega Genesis, and N64 to have all games from all 6 of those consoles.
We're on 64 now.
N64 got out.
Okay.
So to have all 6 of those consoles have some of their most important games be on the Switch is a big deal. And would it be nice if you could buy them individually? Yes. Is it still nice that I just pay $20 a month, $20 a year, and get most of those, and I have to pay $50 a year to get all of those? I mean, that's still that's still cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation.
Than even Core, because that's $10 a month, so it's like $1,200. I mean, not $1,200 a year. No, $120 a year.
Yeah, so it's much cheaper than what PlayStation and Xbox has to offer. But
still,
I wonder if we'll ever see Nintendo match their price and then add their
probably not.
Nintendo games to
I
it.
doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't seem like the kind of company to,
because they like to try to stay away from that kind of direct competition. They're always there in the competition, but it feels so awkward for them.
Yeah, because they're playing a different game.
Yeah, they are.
The other two
completely.
But, I still think that's a game. Because that's not directly competing with them. That's a game they can play with Xbox and PlayStation.
That is.
Oh, you're gonna put your first party games on a catalog. Boom. We'll give people Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and a bunch of others for free like that. I mean, that's pretty enticing.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's unrealistic.
You saying that just makes me feel like that's not true.
Yeah, no.
Even though like you're telling me that's not true, like I don't know. There's something feels off about that.
Me saying like you could pay like $10 a month for like to have Odyssey and Breath of the Wild and Tears and like
that'd be crazy.
all the like that would be crazy. So it probably won't happen.
Especially because they charge $60 for every single game.
Maybe Nintendo will do that for the next.
What if they did that
console.
for, like, put on 1-2 Switch, like the new one?
Switch.
Everybody 1-2 Switch. Just all those terrible games that they don't care about.
That'd be bad. If
that would be really, really bad.
You know,
it's gonna happen. I'm calling it. No,
I just wonder if Nintendo's like, what we're not gonna give these games away for free. We're gonna keep charging $60 for all of them
for eternity.
For eternity, because
you go back to the first Wii U game that released by them, still $60.
It's all $60. It's always been $60.
Breath of the Wild's coming on 7 years now, and it's still $60.
Yeah. Aces is $60. That's the one. Like that's like Breath of the Wild. I understand the $60 cost when it's like Mario Tennis and Mario Strikers $60. It's like at least make it $50 at that point. Like make it understand that there's a difference between Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Odyssey. Like there's a big difference between those games. Still great games, but they're both great games. Odyssey's on a different level.
Of course, yeah. There's no comparison there.
No comparison there.
But that's all of our topics for today.
That's all of our topics. Thank you so much.
Do we have planned for when the live show will happen? Not the live show, like the live gameplay.
Yeah, we don't have a date yet. It will probably. I mean, we'll let y'all know, and we'll make an announcement for when we have a hard set date for that live stream of Control. But it'll be probably be between this and the next episode.
Oh. Okay.
Or maybe after the second episode, sometime.
So just check our Instagram.
Check our Instagram.
Maybe YouTube Shorts.
We'll do a short. We'll probably do a short about it.
Do a short there. I don't know. We'll keep you informed. Just check us out there.
Thank you for listening to us. If you've gotten this far into the episode, congratulations. We're proud of you. You have a really good attention span.
Oh yeah.
Be sure to subscribe so you can watch more of these full length, more episodes,
Vlog
more shorts.
Soon.
Vlog is coming soon.
It'll be like, I don't know, Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday. I'm going to say it's going to come out Thursday.
Yes. And
if it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Check out the Quick About It. Be sure to find us on Twitch when we start streaming. Heard_about_it_live. No underscore after live. Why would we do that? That's dumb.
And if you're, that's in our YouTube tag, actually. It's heard about it _.
Never mind.
Everything else was taken. It was fine.
I'd like to start sipping nothing.
I've seen you doing that. But and if Twitch is too complicated for you, or if you don't know what that is, we'll be here on YouTube
just come
as
here.
well. Yeah,
we still love you.
Yeah, YouTube's still good.
All right. Thank you so much.
But thank you for watching.
Have a good day.
Have a good week. We'll see you.
Have a good year.
Sure. Bye.